Sit still, please. You gotta sit still.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Sure.
Probably the Stevie alert.
That blue. Oh, yeah. That's perfect blue, huh? Wait. Dad.
I don't think it's going to be so hard.
Don't work anymore and they want to build new buildings.
News Sunday.
Good morning, I'm Kathy Egan, and thanks for joining us on this Sunday morning.
And I'm Jonathan Elias. We have a full show for you this morning. Some of the stories you'll see include this: what one person plans to do with serial killer John Wayne Gacy's artwork. And in sports, are the Twins the same team that started the season? Not. Plus, we'll show you how a northern Minnesota landmark has risen from the ashes.
But first, it's time to check in with Matt to find out if we're going to have sunshine all day long. Good morning, Matt.
Well, good morning. It is turning out to be a much...
Thanks a lot. Your lead story, the end of the old VA hospital in South Minneapolis.
It was imploded this morning. Let's watch. Something to see. The hospital was dedicated in 1953. We'll have more on this top story on your weekend news at 5:30. And now some news from our overnight cruise.
4 News Weekend.
The old VA hospital in South Minneapolis came tumbling down today. It's a building that has touched many lives.
The Veterans Hospital was built back in 1953, but it's been vacant since 1988. Refurbishing that building would have cost close to $8 million, so it was cheaper to get rid of it and build a new one. Jonathan Elias has the explosive ending.
What took months to build takes only seconds to destroy. This is the old VA hospital just moments before plastic explosives blow apart the 190 pillars of steel holding it up. Gathering a safe distance away, neighbors watch in awe.
Pretty awesome. I didn't expect it to be so big.
We still have a lot of building left and kind of disappointed.
A wrecking ball will mop up what the explosives missed, and construction crews are already getting a little help in carting away the debris.
It's all like, bam, that loud.
For little David and his 2 sisters, bricks make wonderful souvenirs, and the same is true for Greg McConnell.
This is a souvenir. 21 years ago, my wife and I met here, and now this is what's left of that.
And because of this building here, you have what? Good. What are these names?
Well, this is Martin and Garrett and Patrick and Evan.
4 kids.
And my wife Diane, you bet. Absolutely.
It's been bliss.
Yeah, but now what does this mean to the marriage? That's my question, Noah.
Getting rid of this hospital was not that easy. There were obstacles that had to be avoided. Here's the tricky part with getting rid of this hospital. It's this building right here. It's home to 12 homeless vets. And now consider the proximity. Here's the building, there's the hospital. And guess what? They went off without a hitch. Here's where you live, and that's what's left of the building.
No, it's not. It's a heck of a backyard.
Jim Drews was amazed his home was still intact, as were the others that he lives with. But as for the future, well, the government's hoping to strike a deal to have a health maintenance organization pay for a new facility. It's one that would make room for vets, but wouldn't cost taxpayers a dime to build. In Minneapolis, Jonathan Elias, 4 News Sunday.
So who got to push the button that brought the hospital down? A 10-year-old Foley, Minnesota boy whose dream came true thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
This is KSTP Channel 5, St. Paul, Minneapolis. Live from your 24-hour news channel. This is Eyewitness News.
An 8-story building comes crashing to the ground in Minneapolis, and at the same time, a little boy's dream comes true. That's tonight's top story. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. You know, it's one of those sights you marvel at no matter how many times you see it. And this morning, a special young man got the honors to trigger it. Today's implosion took down a 40-year-old building on the VA grounds at 54th in Minnehaha. That's where we find Channel 5's Ezra Marcus joining us live with the story. Ezra, has the dust settled yet?
Yeah, it has settled, Mike. Let me tell you, this is the first time I've seen one of these demolitions up close and personal. It really is a sight to behold. Take a look at Building 43. This used to house the VA's wards and administrations. Really nothing much left except bricks and glass and rubble. Not a heck of a lot to look at until you consider what this was just a few hours ago. They began lining the parking lot early this morning. Hundreds of spectators from all over the Twin Cities. For some, like Harlan Larson, the end of this building marks the passage of time.
Hey, I was an apprentice when they built this building, apprentice plumber. We just started getting my Social Security here the other day.
3 generations are represented by the Flake family. They came prepared with blankets, hot chocolate, and binoculars.
Well, my son Mitchell is just a big fan of construction, and we read the little article in the paper yesterday. And so we said, you want to get up early? And then we called Grandpa, and he said, sure, I'll go.
Many brought cameras and camcorders to document the historic event.
Well, hopefully I'll get a warning so I can get a picture, because I hear it only takes 7 seconds. But I don't know, I guess we'll see a lot of dust. The wind's blowing this way, so I might have to quick take a picture and run.
Then, after 2 warning sirens at precisely 8 o'clock, showtime. Perhaps no one enjoyed the spectacle more than 10-year-old Robert. The Foley, Minnesota boy has muscular dystrophy. The Make-A-Wish Foundation selected him to push the button and activate the implosion.
They went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I pushed.
Robert's mother, Carol, says her son has a knack for demolition.
I know, like, when he's at home playing with some of his toys, he'll all of a sudden just knock them down and they'll all fall down. But Make-A-Wish called us and asked us if Robert would like to do it.
Now take a look at the building's midsection. You can see that most of it is still standing. That was supposed to come down with the rest of the structure, but it didn't. So that means that demolition crews are now going to have to use their steam shovels and other equipment to tear it apart. VA officials hope to have this 8-acre site clear by August. Mike?
And then what are they going to put up there, Ezra?
They're going to put up a brand new health care clinic that will be staffed not only by the VA, but by a private health care provider as well, so veterans and other people can get their health care here.
Okay, Ezra, thanks very much. Well, today's implosion is one of several we've seen in the Twin Cities over the last 15 years.
3, 2, 1, fire!
The implosion of the old Curtis Hotel in 1984 and the fall of the Leamington 6 years later brought down 2 huge Minneapolis hotels, and the new Hilton Hotel rose in their place. There's the Hilton. In 1982, the Minneapolis Radisson was destroyed, and more recently, the old Lake Street Marshall Avenue Bridge was set to come down in 1991. But the demolition crew didn't use enough explosives. The crew was afraid it would hurt the new bridge and the buildings next to it, so the old bridge had to come down the old-fashioned way, piece by piece.
Randy Shaver and meteorologist Belinda Jensen.
One moment, a South Minneapolis landmark stands tall and proud, a neighborhood pillar for 44 years. Mere seconds later, the old VA hospital is a pile of bricks and a cloud of dust. Good evening, everybody. At least for tonight, memories of the past are overshadowed by a scene worthy of the big screen.
Well, no one can say the old hospital didn't go out in style. Folks who crowded around for the carefully planned implosion were treated to a scene that is usually reserved for a Hollywood action flick. Carol Evans' Jim Marsh was there along with 4 cameras to catch every angle of the big blast.
It was built tough. Tough enough to be a neighborhood A-bomb shelter. Heavy brick, thick steel. An 8-story testament to the Cold War. In just 7 seconds, that testament was gone. Almost. Amid the swirling dust, proof some things were built to last.
Choose a strong building.
In almost mocking defiance, the southeast corner stands rock solid. It will come down, though, by way of a wrecking ball. Still, the implosion was spectacular. From the ground floor, the firepower necessary to bring this building down. In your face. Thousands of people ring the old hospital along Hiawatha and 54th Street. They wanted a show. they weren't disappointed.
It was really scary. It sort of just a moment in time was just stopped, and then it was cool.
It was great. I love it. It was just terrific. Oh, I got tears in my eyes. It was so much fun.
Robert here has muscular dystrophy, but through the Make-A-Wish Foundation, he's a little guy who pushed a little button.
They went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then I pushed.
And what happened?
I fell down.
Boy, did it ever. 450 separate charges making 350,000 square feet of hospital, one giant mess for cleanup. Most of this rubble is going to be recycled, but not all of it.
Thank you very much.
You don't stand in one neighborhood for 4 decades without some of the old bricks becoming mementos. But while some of the curious come away with a keepsake, for a lot of the old vets and hospital staff,
Yeah, I used to clean that bathroom up there. Brings a tear to my eye.
So they really have a lot of good memories here.
and a real impressive fresh memory too. In South Minneapolis, Jim Marsh, KARE 11 News.
The Veterans Administration hopes to join forces with the local HMO to put up an ambulatory care and research center where the old hospital stood. The price tag on today's demolition,